Okay, so that recording has started now. Thank you everyone for joining. So this is the first accreditation body webinar for IF Cert Search. I'd just like to introduce Kylie Sheehan from Jazzans, who's one of the IF database DMC members, and also Brahim Holler, who is also another DMC member. So they'll be helping me today. I'm fielding any questions that I can't answer. We'll get straight into it. I've got a short presentation. So my role in this quality trade, we're the technology provider. So our job is to develop the IF Cert Search database, which we've done, and operate it moving forward for IF Database LLC, IF and IF members. So the purpose of this webinar is really just to go through some of the technical aspects to help the accreditation bodies firstly activate if they haven't activated already, and then go through a few videos on the key elements. So how to add standards, how to add certification bodies, and how to upload data in bulk and the automated data feeds. So I'm just going to share my screen. And can you see the presentation now?
So now can you explain to the participants how they can ask questions and how they can interact with us?
Yes, Brahim, please.
So hello everyone. So I know everyone. We have Philippines. I don't know who's from there. We have two from KB Korea. We have Sri Lanka. We have Chicago, Japan. We have Sinas. We have also Egypt. So these are participants. If you want to participate in your screen, you will see down that you have something called chat, something called raise hand, and something called question and answers. So if you want to ask questions and answers during the videos and during the presentations, you can put a question there and you write it, and then Nigel and me and Kylie will try to answer to them. If you want to chat between yourselves or with one of the panelists or with everyone, you can have the chat and you can write something in there. And also, if you want to participate by talking and asking questions directly, you can raise your hand, and then Nigel will see that and give you the floor. Okay, so this is just to explain to you how it is done. Thank you, Nigel.
Thanks, Brahim. Okay, so just from a content, we've had a quick introduction. We'll go through the update on the timeline, which the ABs have seen, a quick demonstration of the data flow, and then we'll get into the user guide videos. We'll try and stop after each video so that the ABs can write down their questions if they have them. The last thing I'd like to show before we have detailed question and answers is just to show the instructions and user guides that are detailed within IF Cert Search. So just a very quick refresher. IF Cert Search, it's exclusive global database for accredited management system certifications. It will be promoted as the source of truth for the accredited network globally. And for the first time, it will be possible to validate individual management system certifications from any economy in the world in real time. It will be possible also to view a list of all valid accredited management system certification bodies, and also view a list of all IF management system accreditation body members. Now, to make all of this possible, we all need to work together, and the IF needs to feed in data about the IF accreditation body members, which they've done, and that feeds through into IF Cert Search in real time. The accreditation bodies, this is the phase we're at right now, so getting all the accreditation bodies active, getting their data feeds set up. Now they're uploading their certification bodies, and then we will step down and activate all of the certification bodies, and those certification bodies who are not with ABs who have registers will upload the certification data, and then the certified entities can activate. This timeline was sent on the 14th of March. Basically, we have a month for the accreditation bodies to activate and get their data in before we send out the activations to the certification bodies, and then they have a month before we send out the activations to the certified entities. And then there's a few additional weeks before we officially go live. So there's still quite a bit to do. Right now, we're in the webinar section that you can see highlighted. So what's happened to date is that the ABs have received their information, and hopefully they've started to send out the certification body packs to the CBs, which we know many have. In terms of activating, we're nearing 50 ABs who have activated, which is great. So we really just need to help the ABs and make sure that they can get their data in and up to date before the sort of 11th and 18th of April. That's the target. Okay, so now we'll just get to the user guide videos, and I'll try and stop between each one. They've been pre-recorded too, but it is my voice, just to keep it simple. Okay.
This user guide video is to show accreditation bodies how to activate their account. Firstly, go to your inbox and check the email you've received from info@ifcertsearch.org. Click the Activate Account button. You'll be directed to the Terms and Conditions page. Read the Terms and Conditions, the privacy policy, and data management provisions. Once you've read them, click each box and then click the Agree button to proceed. Enter your first and last name and create a password. The final step is to confirm your email address. Go back to your inbox and open the email. And click the Confirm Email button. Your account has now been activated. This is your dashboard area. The key aspects of your dashboard are certification bodies.
Okay. So could everyone hear and see that? That was the first part of the videos, which is about activating.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm just going to take us through. We don't need to watch all of that one. The next one is about how to add standards manually.
This user guide video is to show accreditation.
Sorry. I'll go back. This one. Here we go.
This user guide video is to show you how to add a standard from the standards library to the accreditation body standards list. You must add standards to the accreditation body list before they can be assigned to a certification body. To add a standard, you need to click the Add Standard button. You need to enter the information in the form, including the scheme and the standard from the library. Then you'll be asked to enter the first issued date, the issued date and expiry date, and assign the standard to your list. If the scheme did not appear in the scheme library, you'll need to create a new scheme by clicking on the Create Scheme to Library button and filling out the form. Likewise, if the standard did not appear in the standards library, you'll need to create a new standard and add that to the library. You do so by clicking on the Create Standard to Library button and complete the form. Once the forms have been completed, the scheme and the standard will be added to the library. When you go back to Add Standard, both the scheme and the standard will appear in the drop-down, so you can assign the standard to the standards list.
Okay, so we'll just keep moving. Now that last video was how to add a standard manually and how to view the standards uploaded by the AB. But if the accreditation body has uploaded a file or has set up either the FTP or the API, then they will just go in automatically into standards. So this next video is certification bodies, and this is how to add them manually, not in bulk, which most ABs will do. But it definitely shows the process and what's required. Okay, so I'll hit play there.
This user guide video shows how to add a single certification body to the accreditation body account. If you'd like to upload multiple certification bodies, click the Upload Bulk CV list and you'll be directed to Data Management. To upload a single certification body, click the Add Certification Body button. You'll be directed to a form. You need to enter the information required about the certification body, including economy, certification body name, certification body acronym, the website and description for the certification body, the certification body identity number. This number is a unique number that identifies the certification body. Data uploaded in the future will be uploaded based upon the certification body ID that has been included. So it's important that this number is unique for the certification body. Include an email and other contact details. When you click the Submit button, an activation email will be sent to the certification body to activate their account. It's also possible to resend the activation email by clicking the Send Activation Email button, or copy the link and you can send the activation link to the certification body directly. To view the details about the certification body, you can view the details page and edit any field as required. Next is to upload standards to the certification body. Click the Assign Standard button. Choose from the standard list and enter the first issue date, and expiry date. If the standard is not included in the standards list, you'll need to go to standards and upload the standard to your own accreditation body standard list. User guide video shows you how to.
So I'm just going to pause there. So on the last video with the adding the certification bodies, what you'll notice that at present the feature that invites the certification body that is not active at the moment. So once we go live with the certification bodies, that feature will be active. So if an AB has a new certification body they want to add, then once they upload the details, they'll receive the invitation. But right now, we're giving time for all the ABs to get all the data in, make sure it's accurate, and then the system, IF Search, will send the invitations in one go to the certification bodies later on in April. This next video is how to upload files, and this is essentially what we've already done for those accreditation bodies who've already sent us their data. So a number of ABs have sent us their data, and so we've already pre-uploaded that into IF Search. Having said that, a lot of that data might be out of date now, so accreditation bodies who have sent us data will have to either go in and manually edit that data, or B, upload a new file, and the system will detect what's updated and it'll put in the new data. And then hopefully ABs will set up the FTP or the API access, which means it becomes an automatic process, and there's no manual labor needed after that. But these next couple of videos will start going into the file upload and the automated processes and the data mapping. So there's 3 videos to go, and then we can show you the user guide and instructions and finish off with some question and answers. So I'll just press play and I'll jump back on mute.
Upload files. Uploading files enables you to upload data in bulk. An accreditation body can upload the certification body template, or in some cases, the certification template. Firstly, you need to download the template. Click the certification body template. What's really important after you download the template is to ensure that you use the exact file format, the exact tab sequence, the exact column sequence, and that the field names are exactly the same as the template. It's also important to note that you should not upload multiple data values in the one cell, and that each data values should be in a separate single row. In this example, we'll show you that there's currently only 2 certification bodies in the certification body list. We'll now import the file. Click to upload the file, select the file, and import the file. In this case, the file has been uploaded successfully. If your file does not appear, it's likely that data mapping is required. You'll need to go to the data mapping section and to resolve any mapping requests. Now we can see that there's 2 new certification bodies which have been uploaded in the file upload successfully. This user guide.
So I'll just let this roll now. So there's 2 last videos, one for data mapping and then one for the FTP process. So once they're finished, we're nearing the end of the demonstration.
Video will show how the data mapping process works. Data mapping is required when the data values from the accreditation body do not match the data values within iCert search. The data mapping process will be required in any upload process, whether that be file upload, FTP, or API. In this example, we will demonstrate the mapping process with file upload. Firstly, we'll show you that there are no certification bodies listed. We'll import a file. We'll import the file, and you can see that there's an error, and it suggests that data mapping is required to fix. So therefore, the certification bodies were not uploaded. Go to data mapping. You can see that there's one country value requiring mapping. We'll show that in the template that was uploaded, you'll see under country that USA was uploaded by the accreditation body. In the iCert search system, we do not have that data value. We call USA the United States. By setting up data mapping allows the accreditation body to upload all its data values without changing them to match iCert search. So, to create the mapping, change the status to active. Ensure the target is selected correctly. Go back to file upload. Choose the file, import the file, Now that the mapping has been set up, the file will be accepted and all values will be included. This user guide video shows how the FTP or file transfer protocol process works. The FTP process enables accreditation bodies to upload data into IF Cert Search automatically in bulk from their server. In the FTP area, there's detailed technical instructions, video guides, templates, and sample templates. You'll see the file names under certification body file names or certification file names. It's really important that these file names are used in the FTP process. Otherwise, the files will not be recognized by IF Cert Search on your server. It's also extremely important that you use the exact same tab sequence, column sequence, and field name sequence in the templates provided. And if you are uploading multiple data, it's to be on a separate line and not included in one cell. In this example, we'll show you that there's currently no certification bodies listed. We'll set up the FTP process. Firstly, you need to enter your server settings. Change the status to active, enter your host and port details, and your username and password of your server. Before you save the changes, make sure you test the connection with your server. Click the Test Connection button. If okay, save the changes and the FTP process is ready. Go to your server location and in the FTP file location, upload the file. It's really important that any updates from your system are included in this file. The IF Cert Search FTP process will look up for any updates in the file every 24 hours. You can now see that 3 certification bodies have been included via the FTP process. If the file did not upload, it's likely that some of the data values require data mapping. Please go to data mapping to see a list of any values that require mapping. Once the data values have been mapped, the FTP process will update every 24 hours and these data values should be included and you'll see your certification bodies listed under the certification body list.
Okay, I hope everyone is still awake after all of those videos. I need to minimize that. Now, the last thing I wanted to share before we go into the question and answers, this is inside an A/B dashboard area that we've just shown, and this is the user guide area. And so in the user guide area, there's technical instructions, general instructions, and video guides, many of those which we've just seen. So under each section, whether it be file upload or FTP, API, etc., there's detailed instructions there. API, which is more technical, which will require programmers. Oops, that's the user guide. I think it's logged me out. There we go. Yeah, so each section will show how it works, how to set it up, and there's a step-by-step guide in there. And then in the general instructions, which is on this tab, that shows user guides by accounts, certification bodies, certification, certified entities. So all of the information is there for the technical personnel within the ABs to go through each process. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen and then we can go back to here. And now I have to find the question and answers. Okay, so there's two questions so far, which I think I can answer those. So from Mohammed, EGAC. So Mohammed, first question was about the email, and I'll just jump. Oh, you're not on mute. So what you can do in IF Search in terms of emails is that under accounts and users, the AB can invite as many people as they need to log in and have access to IF Search, and those users can have different roles. So it's not just one login access. There will be a master account holder, but then after that, there can be a number of staff who can have a user account and log in and do whatever they need to do to manage that AB's account. So there's not a limit on how many users the AB can have, and you can use whichever email you want, because the emails are not shown on the public site. No emails are shown, just access to receive a comment or receive an email from IF Search. So hopefully that answers that question. And then this, is that okay?
But what about receiving notification? I just want to make sure that I am the person who is receiving notification.
Oh, okay. So have you not received your activation email yet?
No, Mr. Hack just give the activation forward to me. But for myself, I did.
Yeah, so what happened, that process about the activation process. So first, Elva, IF secretary, sent out an email to everyone about the information packs. And then we sent the activation email to the email that we had been given by the ABs. Now, in cases where we didn't have an email from the ABs for the minority that didn't pass on the data, we used the email that was on the IF website. And so I think there's still some ABs who haven't received the activation link because they haven't opened that email. So definitely, if you need me to send you your AB a different activation link, I can see your email there, so I'm happy to send it to that. But for anyone else, if they can just email info@ifsearch.org and tell me what email they want to have the invitation sent to. Now, once that first person is activated, if any other users need to come under that AB, they can go into users and invite them.
Look, Nigel, I already activated the IF search account, but my problem is that in the beginning, when we register to IF search and send to Elva, I sent 2 emails for Hani Dusui and myself, but the notifications is limited to Hani Dusui only, Hani Dusui email only. That is the problem. So I'm afraid that may I miss some emails from IF search.
So, Muhammad, I think the best way to do is that you agree with Hani that you will have the master account and that he and other people in EJAC will be users with you. So, because you are the most active one and the one who is following the emails, And I know Henny is the Director General. He will not have the time to see all the emails. So I think it's better that you are the one who has the master user, the master account, and Henny and other colleagues in EJAC can have the user accounts if you wish.
He has no problem with that, but how can we change this issue? How can we change?
So you just need to go into accounts and you can change accounts and settings. So if you go into settings, you can change over which email you want, and you can do that at any time.
It's okay. In the IF search website, you mean?
Yes, in IF search, yeah, and log in, and you can change that email at any time on who you want to be the super admin, which we call the main person, and then you can add other users as well. But IF search has not sent out any, broadcast to the ABs yet. We're still just trying to get all the ABs activated. So what our contacts list is different to the one that Elva has. And that will be different.
Very good. I will try it and I'll see what is going on. My second question here is about all of these videos. I think they are available on IF search website.
That's correct. That's correct. So in the user guide section, it has all the videos in there, and also technical instructions and general instructions as well.
Very good, very good. Third question, I didn't write it, but I will ask you to answer it. In the first video, we have to add a certain standard to the standard library. All these videos are limited to accreditation body to implement these steps, adding standard to standard library, or adding certification body, or adding certain scheme. But when we add a template for a certification body, in case this certification body is using a certain standard not added in the standard library, this will prevent the addition process.
It shouldn't. They should all upload automatically if you've gone through that process.
You mean I don't need in this time when I add a template of a certification body, I don't need to add manually the standards in the standard library?
Correct.
Very good, very good. I understand.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just a clarification. So the Excel file that it's used, which is ab-cbs.xls, so that's the one that was sent to the ABs. And if someone needs that, they can contact you, or if they don't find their emails for any reason, or can they download it from the website?
The template. Yeah, the template is also in the user guide area. So under the file upload section, it's got the templates they need to use, and also a sample template. So we don't want them to use the sample template, but they can refer to that to make sure that all their information is correct. But definitely those templates are there and they'll always be there.
Who has some questions?
Okay.
So Chicago, if you want, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions.
Okay, hello everybody. Just our organization, just ready to send the letter to the customer. As you know, JB has our own database, and we already upload our certification body information last October. Then question 1, to activate the certification body ID, do you send the invitation for all our clients, or should I make an activation function, which I saw through the video? That's question 1.
Yeah. Okay. So no, what we'd like JAB to do is upload all of their certification body data and also the certificate data that they have into IF Cert Search. Once that's in there, IF Cert Search will send them an activation link between April 11th and 18th, I think it is.
Yeah. Yes. Then actually, when I already activate my account and I see our client certification body data is already there. So, but it's showing inactivate. I know.
Yeah.
That's because I have one question. Should, as AB, should activate certification body, or could you kindly send the invitation message from April 11 by email?
Yes.
So each representative of a certification body will receive and they can activate.
That's correct. So after the 11th, we will send the activation link to the certification body to the email that you've uploaded for that certification body.
Yep.
Now, thereafter, though, let's say you add new certification bodies. When you add them, they will receive an invitation for new ones being added. Now, let's say a certification body didn't receive their link and they've called the AB to say, I didn't receive my invitation from IF Cert Search. Can you resend it, or can you send us the link? You can go into the area, copy the link, or send it yourself to a new email address.
Okay, that's good. Maybe I will include a message to our client because I'm going to send the letter tomorrow as showing the things.
Okay.
And the second question, did you make any major change from your October database template and current template? Because we already have JB database, we have some difficulty of the templates technically. And if you don't change any major, just probably there's nothing changed. But you recommend to download the template, but if there's no change from the last October, probably we don't need to download it once again, double check what is in it or what is not. Tell me how you changed.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the sort of the JAB notes in the system, but a lot of the ABs did send back the template and it wasn't exactly right. So I'll see if there's anything. And the other thing is a lot of the ABs sent back the template still with the example data in it at the top and the notes at the top. So the new template that you'll see doesn't have anything in there. It's just a clean document. So it probably is worth having a look at that new template and making sure that the field names match up and the sequence. But look, there weren't any major changes at all to the database at all.
Okay. And so probably in this condition, probably we should download the currently uploaded the IF database website information, download the file and make sure everything as we sent. That's maybe the gap analysis was needed.
Yes.
Okay, the last question.
Yeah.
And still we have to, because we have our JB database. We have Japanese version and the English version. And definitely we're going to make a letter to the certification body and ask their client organization, so certified entity information to be able to available as IF database. But still we need to make some technical change because the template is not the same. So is it okay that we upload? It's quite depends on how we solve the technical issue and if any technical issue solved, because once we see the March 14, it was a little bit short time to correct all the technical issue. So probably we can assure all the JB certification body data will be appropriate before May 14th, but we going to make upload our JB database to IF database with a kind of approval by our client. Then make sure everything okay. I hope everything okay before May 14th, but it may not happening. That's kind of condition may allow to. Is that okay with you? Because I know that the certified entity is voluntary anyway, but probably we need to solve the technical part maybe 1 month to 2 months.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I think what would happen is even if the certification bodies were all uploaded and in the system, now your CVs know that JAB is going to handle the upload for the certificates. So even if they receive their activation, the certificates aren't going to be in there until JAB has set up that integration.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
I'm going to send the information to the client. That's we're going to take a leave because we don't want to make a double work for our certification body to JB database and also IF database. So we would like to go through all JB database into the IF database correctly.
Yeah,
so
no, that's
takes some time.
That's fine. So CNAS, Accredia, Jazans, and KAB and JAB are all the ABs that have registers, and they're all going through that process at the moment because it's more efficient for their CVs just to have it go into their AB and then the AB to go into IF Search. So that's fine. But in this stage, it's still okay for the CV to activate, whether that integration has been set up or not. Yeah.
Yeah. So our first message is, as you said.
Yeah, and I would just suggest email me at info@ifsearch.org if you need any technical assistance on what the challenges are with the integration. So particularly if you're going down the FTP route or the API, just let us know because our technical team might also be able to help in making that process a little more efficient if possible.
Thank you. That's quite appreciated. But at the same time, our client did not always speak well in English. Indeed, that all the things come to us, and maybe we need to translate appropriate and go back to you. So this is the things happening. So even we consider how we can integrate nicely JB database to IF database. But for the time being, we have to carry for both database and see how technical issue may come out. So that's because we would like to take the data and put it into the IF database. But then my last question, if I can. How many often do you expect to upload it? Probably it could be not happening daily, but what's your recommendation for the updating about certified entities, all the things?
Yeah, look, I think that if your system, it depends whether you're going to go the FTP process or the API. Now, the API needs quite a bit of programming. That's real time. Now, the simpler version is the FTP. Now, what that means is your system would have to create essentially an export file of the database. However, and you work out when you're going to do that. But through our process, we will look up that file every 24 hours and look into that file. And if there's a change to any of the data in there, we will reflect that into IF Search. So I think that's on your system, that if your system can export a file to that server location every 24 hours, then we will pick up those changes every 24 hours as well.
Well, means like one person has to send the FTP file every day, right? And maybe you can assume I'm not the person for it.
No. Well, but see, what I hope you can do.
For the time being, it's quite challenging issue. Who should be how? Because it's also technical things, and time management too. So I wish. Now, what I'm doing right now is like how we can take the appropriate JB database information with template to IF database. That takes cost, frankly speaking, and that takes some additional arrangement internally in Japan to be able to automatically upload it to your IF database. So we now taking a quotation about that, and we take some time to fix it, and how our Japanese agency can fix it to put into the IF database. So I hope we solve the issue, not like 2 months, but then we also need to think about how we can think about the maintenance issue.
Yeah, look, I think my advice is this. I would upload it first via file upload and get it all in there. And then even if it wasn't until a month later before you had the system set up, that's still okay, because what's going to happen is the certificates that are in there, if their dates expire in that time, then they won't be shown. It also in our system will show when it was last updated. So that's okay, you know. My advice to your programmers or your agency over there is they should be able to set it up so that it happens automatically from your system. So there's no manual handling. That's where you want to get to.
Yep. Thank you. That's all, Amy. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
That's all.
Okay. Okay. Are there any last questions from anyone? Brahim, Kylie, did you have any comments to make?
The only comment that I'd make, Nigel, and that's to Chicago. You know, Jazz Hands has been working with Nigel, particularly on the quality trade platform. And I just encourage you to talk to Nigel's people, because they made it very easy for us to actually, well, over a little bit of time, actually working through the data transfer issues. So, you know, certainly very helpful.
Thanks, Kylie. And actually, that's probably a great example, because once we set that up with Jazz Hands, probably, I'm not sure how many years ago, we haven't touched it. It's just worked for a number of years. So that's probably a great example of, once it is set up and set up correctly, there is no manual handling needed thereafter, which is a real positive thing for ABs in particular, but also CBs and anyone, because everyone's resource strained.
Yeah, and I don't think we've had any issues, have we, Nigel?
Not one.
Over that, yeah. So, you know, if you take the time to actually set it up properly, and as I said, work with Nigel's people, then, you know, it can just work in the background.
Can I make a final question? Because maybe I could say now about what our difficulty is, like one data, one information in one column. For example, we have one column for a multiple scope, and to separate one information in one column takes 1 day for 60,000 data. So is that we have to solve it internally and send it to you, or do you kindly to support about only such a separation of a column issue to your agency?
Yeah, I think that's something that if you could email me the example of that, then if we can come up with a solution to save manual handling, we will. Yeah,
maybe because we take a quotation and it might be quite a big amount of money. So, but maybe I will send as a sample and tell me how you can help us.
Yeah, no, definitely. Please do that before you do any work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think that's the advice. So Nigel has very good IT guys. So I think it would be good that we can coordinate with them. They know the database, and sometimes they can find solutions, easy ones, and that can make things go forward. This will be, we are very lucky to have Nigel and his team supporting us for this database.
Yeah, even this morning we discussed about how we deal with, one column of multi-information in one column, 60,000 data. Oh, so I really appreciate your advice. And but if we have to do in Japan, maybe we have to deal with that. But it takes some time. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Great. Well, thank you, everyone. And thank you for those questions, because they were really helpful in fleshing out different aspects. This is our first AB webinar, so that'll help us tackle some of the other ones with the Americas and Europe, no doubt. So I appreciate that and the participation. But look, if there are any other questions, please email me at info@ifsearch.org, and I'd be happy to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
结束。